One a day till 100K. Look, I've been with plenty women, still don't know how women think. Been through the good and bad, really through the thick and thin. Sometimes I'm questioning the world that they be living in. Their standards be a fantasy to fan their public image. If it's Twitter, 6 figures isn't rich now, huh? But IRL, they gave it up for a chipped out blunt. I'd rather stay in the house and leave the bitch out front. I won't fit into your criteria list, now what? See, she say she like to sniff and hit a dab. I think Shawty wildin'. She go from power to the gas like she in a hybrid. Say she doesn't do this often, guess she got some mileage. She say she into Libras, I said I'm into silence. Come with baggage, I ain't carrying your luggage, bitch. She get to lying and she come up with the dumbest shit. Starts talking about my truth, I'm making fun of it. The greatest thing about truth is, it's only one of it, Cole.
What's good, Cammygbr? We are here. I seem like I sound like more Scottish when I said that. I don't know. Never mind.
What do you mean more Scottish? Bro?
Yeah, but
like you Scottish, you know.
Yeah,
You know
but
that.
no,
Does
but
he
the
know
problem.
that?
No, but if I start rolling my R's like a real Scotsman and then yeah, I thought it was like you referencing Fat Bastard. Get in my belly.
I'm too sexy.
Well, that's a great start. So, welcome to another second episode, or third, whichever way that we put this out, of Guess What List We're In. So this, this is basically I just grab some of the people in battle rap. And we set like usually when I come to London in this studio, or if I need to branch out to another studio at some point, I will move, do whatever. And we make lists in battle rap. So like it's a top 10 for the best, you know, get all the positive stuff, you know, people preach positivity, and what people actually watch is the toxic shit. So we've got, you know, we get both bags covered in 2 videos, you know. So what this is about, this list is signature moves. So if you had seen the other one before, slogans, it's all start of the round, end of the round. This is something that enhances a round or like sets up a punch, crowd participation, something that you can go, oh, this is how we get the crowd together, something that the next bar that lands is a haymaker, essentially, or gets the crowd riled up for your next 6 bars.
Like when Shawn Michaels would warm up the band.
Oh, that's a great reference, yes. Just anything, or even like Cody Rhodes walking in, it's not as Cody Rhodes' entrance until he jumps out, you know, he does the whole
Yeah,
all of that. Yeah, look at that. I use an uncool wrestling reference. God, I'm such a nerd.
So, bro, you said talking about Cody Rhodes. I know Dusty Rhodes.
Well, okay, so until further notice, the oldest man that we've had on the episode, Tony D, how are you?
I was doing alright until you called me the oldest man on the episode. Holy
you reference Dusty. The great thing with Dusty Rhodes is the when I look into the screen. And you know the promo when he's like, I have a big hand.
No, he just used to blow gold dust at people, right?
That's the brother. That's Gold Dust. That's not Dusty Rhodes.
Wasn't his name Dusty Rhodes?
No. So
that's Dustin.
they are.
It's Dustin Rhodes is the brother.
Well, pardon,
I know. How are you supposed to know that?
Dusty or Dustin?
Dusty's the dad.
Do you know what I mean?
Dustin is the brother, and Cody
That's
is
like-
the
I
guy.
thought it was
Bobby
3 generations.
Rexon, Robbie
No, it's
Rex.
brother. It's his.
Oh, I didn't realise they were brothers. I
thought it was his dad. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was dad's son.
Oh,
So
jeez.
Goldust was the son of the older
Dusty Rhodes and the Cody and Dustin are brothers.
Right. Okay. I did.
It's just Dustin was like 10 years older.
Yeah.
Do you know when wrestling peaked for me? SummerSlam '88, man. Like I'm bang out the loop here, man. You're killing me.
You remember when Hulk Hogan slammed Andre the Giant?
I do remember. I do. Shit.
Oh, come on. Well, thank you for being here, Tony. And we also have the coldest man in the world, Frost. How are you? I know he got a better
Frost
intro
never
than you.
lost. Yeah.
Yeah.
He got a way better intro than me, man.
You get all your flowers all the time. He doesn't get enough flowers, so I try and give him some.
Very true. You don't get enough flowers.
So
I give him his flowers every time I see him. He's the guy out here, man.
Always.
How are you feeling, Frost?
I'm feeling good, man. Always. You know me.
Yeah.
Happy as Larry.
Is 2025 going to be UK Battle of the Year run for you?
Yeah. Wait. Do you know what I just thought to myself? I thought it was 2025 already. No. Yeah.
Then next year.
He's living in the future.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it is. I feel like I've got myself back to myself.
Well, let's go.
Funny enough, I see Frankie earlier, and we was running a couple of things together, and he's saying like, yeah, this feels vintage Frost, and so yeah, it feels good. Feels good.
Not many people could beat a vintage Frost.
Yeah.
So I feel like I strayed from intros to say that we were doing this list slogans in this episode is the top 10 best slogans. Going to start.
Is it slogans or signature moves? Which one?
Wow, even I'm fucking up. I have too much Hennessy already. Signature moves.
There was me thinking I've been doing the wrong thing the whole time.
This would have been so much easier.
Bro, put the drink down. No more Jolly Rancher juice for Cammy. No more.
No. One.
Oh my day. My guy, I think I'm Frost.
What the fuck is going on? No, this is collusion already. That's the first one.
Yeah.
So, but Showtime.
Yeah, do you know why I put Showtime? I tell you why. Like, first of all, I'm not a big fan of
Ava.
signature
Okay.
moves. I'm not a big fan of like Ava, but the person, he's a weirdo. Like, certified,
Yeah.
absolute weirdo.
Certified.
Like he's, do you know, like borderline Hotep incel? Like
He's
on that
in
path,
that
man.
Andrew Tate pocket. Kinda.
Yeah, definitely.
So, but in terms of like Showtime, I like the way he kind of does it. I like he's got that little intro, and it's
showtime.
Like, and he does. He gets the crowd, and everybody gets into it.
Yeah.
Like I like that, and the thing is, because there's after this that I had, I remembered watching this one time, and I liked it.
Yeah. Okay.
So I said, all right, he can go in there, but he can go at number 10 because I don't really like Ava.
Right.
So
okay.
here we go.
So, well, fair.
I mirror a lot of that, and one thing for me is why it got such a low point, because I do really enjoy this. I think it's a very simple one that like when the crowd are with it, it's so easy for them to be like but it's had a steady decline.
Okay.
And it doesn't produce like it used to produce. At one point, Showtime was certified. It produced. It was gonna, like, you knew that you was gonna get something heavy afterwards. You're gonna get a nice chain of good stuff. Yeah. Now it's not the same. Is Verb is not the same person. Like, since K-Sham mopped the floor with him, he's not been the same guy, and it's not been, and even the crowd don't vibe with it no more.
Yeah, I do.
Like, he's leaving spaces for them to say it, and they're silent. Like, give it a rest. If that's what the crowd are leaving you hanging, stop doing it.
What your life like from Shotgun Shug. How simple is that? I was out here. What your life like? I was doing this and you were doing that. What your life? You don't even have to rhyme. It's what your life like. I was cool and you're whack. What's your life like?
We're gonna return to this one later on, I think.
But you know what? I think you do construct yourself to what your life like. But I could have went / pocket check / all these. But all these things I could have done.
We're gonna have very different lists.
yes.
Well, with that being said, I just think it does the job, and it's a separation between you and your opponent. You know, I think the one versus Sharon in particular was, you know, and then he's like, what you like, and then pocket checks him, and then Sharon drops his water because he panics.
Hey, you put Sharon's knees together.
People shouldn't put Sharon under. Like, it's not a difficult thing to put Sharon under pressure.
He's not bullying, man.
It comes off as bullying. Do you know what I mean?
I would say now Sharon's like,
he's really.
Yeah, I think nowadays 40 bars and Ilmac and whatnot, and people like that is. I've went back on him. I don't know. Ever since he got that 2-pack white haircut.
Oh, now he's balling. Now he's balling.
Yeah.
He deserves everything he gets.
What did he say? He said, why
"You're a rich man. You can get this." Man.
He's like, he was like, why am I the only one rapping like? Why am I the only one with a mortgage, but I'm rapping like the rent is due?
That's a cold bar.
That's a heavy bar, but I got a mortgage too, man.
Let's go, Tone. One.
Okay.
Oh.
I don't know what that one is.
So Tay-Rock's signature move. It's not quite a slogan, but
I don't know whether you're gonna swallow this. This is
pause.
Pause. Yeah.
No, we grown men in here. We not pausing. But we don't do that.
But then other people will do it for us, and that's great. Yeah. So the Tay-Rock ad libs, like I guess you could say, like, I'm not Pat Stay, for example.
Do you know why? So my excuse for this was, I've seen him say on interviews before that he plans these.
Yes.
So it's not just off the cuff and he's just saying things just to say things. He plans these. So that's why I've taken it as a special move. It's something that only he does. Yeah. He's the only person I've seen utilize ad libs.
Especially on the 2-on-2 with Surf. You know.
Yeah.
Fuck these.
Yeah.
You know, he really does add to that, and it.
Fucking dummy.
Yeah.
Fucking fucking idiot.
Just
He writes that.
The perfect one was...
He writes that.
He writes them.
Yeah.
He writes them all down. You
Yeah.
thought you was going to the beach? I'm taking you to hell.
Yeah, that's the one I was about to quote.
You're a maniac.
You
bro.
go with the shot trauma. That's a really good one, actually. I'll go next then. Get Him from Young X. You guys might not know this.
Get him.
It is like a thing and trend outside of battle rap, but he brought this in, I think, versus Briz Rothstein. And he go, Young X was a PG rapper who didn't really make it far. So he was in that T-top class.
Cam is niche enough.
I know. Some of these are niche, right? So, but he'd go like, you old, and the crowd would go, get him, you old, get him.
Like how high, sort of.
It just he brought that into battle rap, and it was the way that he just as soon as he started.
That is good. That is fun.
In particular, how he put his voice in a high pitched manner, and then you knew, okay, because he's doing that. That means he's doing Get Him. That means this is coming. So then people instantly got to it. So it was like you almost had to listen to catch the moment, because if you didn't catch the first Get Him, you were out of the loop.
Yeah, I hear you.
You weren't part of it. So it was really well done. It's a shame he didn't go much further, but I think Clean Paper stole it from him and did it better, but I'm giving Young X the credit for that.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I got another 6 foot nigga with a death wish.
Yeah.
It's that number 9, because I thought this would be more like a slogan.
I hear you.
I hear that.
Is it at the beginning of a round, right? He says this.
Not always.
No.
That would be more of a signature move. I think maybe Kaale might have had it in a slogan, but I think when it happens, he then gets into the pocket of the rap. Because like K-Shine has you would call a starburst flow, like starburst, all worth, hallmark, but he would always start with that and then go into his own pocket. So I actually do agree. I don't know why I'm explaining that answer for you, but I do agree with it that that's actually it kind of. Okay.
I give it a special move.
Yeah, it's definitely a special move.
Yeah, he came in at number 9 because there's 8 better than him.
Fair. On to the next one.
That's the best
On
reason,
to the
to be
next
fair.
one. Oh, that's 3 different ones again. Okay. Okay, look, by the way, look at this hip hop writing. It's like, bro, he's so hip hop, he writes like that. I imagine you giving your essays, your marks to students and all that, and doing the special S's.
That is how I write with them.
That's so fire.
I taught them all the S. I
Yeah.
taught them that magic S, because that's a generational thing. You got to show them all how to do that.
It's 3 lines.
Yeah, it gets lost. You know what I mean? You don't want that confined to the dustbin of history.
Absolutely.
We're losing recipes. We're not losing that one.
recipes.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? We're not losing that one.
So what have you got there then?
I got Barga.
Okay.
Barga, just because the fucking Danny Myers is an exciting guy.
Yes.
Do you know where? You see me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm slow until you turn the camera on me and put some liquor inside me and I start jump up. But he's got the energy he brings all the time is just crazy. So when he hits a bar and throws down it, Barga.
Yeah.
It's I believe you, bro.
Yeah.
I believe you. You you're the deity. You are the rhyming deity. I love that shit there.
He's the man in the moment when he
just that bar guard and just he's feeling himself and you see that it's the most important. I know Frost gets that.
Yeah.
See when you feel yourself. Because I know Frost is feeling himself.
When he throws his hat deep into the crowd, he's
that's it.
so
He
excited.
don't even care about that hat anymore. It's
No.
gone. It's not coming back.
Yeah.
It's not coming back.
You see there's a QP battle where he throws his hat. Someone gives him their own hat and they pass the hats around like it's past the parcel. So by the end of the round, he has his own hat back, but he's been given 3 hats in the process. And they're all.
I was just about to say, I swear one time he had brought spare hats, but they was given to him.
He was given to him from other people. They were like, here's a hat, and then he had his own hat back. It was incredible.
Imagine you give him your cap and he just dashes it to you.
Yeah, just flings it away. Fuck!
Like, that's Da Vinci, what the fuck?
My missus just bought me that, bro. She's gonna be vexed.
But no, I do. That's a good spot though. It's a good spot for that. But it's just the word. It's just the word. Bar God.
Yeah, it's just bar
And then every
God.
so often, when he projects. Bar God.
Yeah, he's a really amped up guy.
Yeah.
Man. He's like
super amped up.
He's like if cocaine battle rap.
Yes.
He's that guy, man. But yeah,
So
that's Bargo.
how about you then, Frost?
Dialect grand flow. Do you know what? It's tough because I don't like having it so far down the list because I really enjoy it, and it is very much signature to him. But just dialect on his own and doing grime, like I don't think there's many other voices that fit grime
as well as his
like
does.
he just sounds like it's shelling, like it just like he's letting off rounds. Dialect grime round. It always delivered. I
feel like you go line for line, and there probably is like some stuff in there that you go.
See, I mean,
but you're not supposed to go line for line.
Yeah,
line.
you're not supposed.
It's about the charge, isn't it?
It's literally the pattern that he's bringing, and he's.
It's the like, do you know what I mean? And yeah, he does. He's one of the best sounding on grime.
Yeah.
Like, whether you debate what he fucking saying or whatever, but yeah, sounding unreal, and I'm taken away from what he says as well. Like he's fucking
of course.
So I think it delivers. I maybe could have put it higher on the list, but yeah, this is where it's at.
There's another one I beat in his hometown, by the way.
Just making sure we've got that one.
Just so you know that. Went clean to Leeds and beat him, you know. Mm-hmm. Same way I went to Manny and beat Shotty. Same way, you know. Don't mess about. Don't fuck about.
You're back.
I love this Tony D Pro. I fucking love it. Right. I've got Slow It Down.
Cold.
From Conceited.
Yeah, I see. I've got that way higher.
Same here.
Because you see that that might be the first. If you were to talk about signature moves, that's probably the first signature move that I could recognize as a signature move.
I agree with that. I was just about to say that.
It's so effective.
Yes.
And he does one against Clips where he flips it 3 times.
Captain Morgan's come out.
Yeah.
Captain Morgan's come out.
Do you know what? To be watching it, because I remember watching it at the time, to be watching it the first time around, you was like, like he kept on turning it round, you know what I mean? And like by the time he got to the third one, you was like, oh shit, man, like this is crazy.
I think the only reason why I've got that at 8 is I think the shelf life of it was Clips was probably the last great one. B Magic, he did all right, but
but conceded.
Yeah, he was
at number 8.
Yeah, you're at number 8.
Yeah.
Cool. But no, I just to finish that off. At least I think it had a time. The shelf life of it was great. Like at the time where it was all the rapping and all that, and the B Magic one was, and the crowd were loving it so much. The Clips one, Surf, you know, like the Muslim stuff and all that on there. But I do, when really breaking it down with other slogans, I think that, and in the same way you said, I think there's some that deserve more credit than this one. But this one was a real innovator, which is why I've got it here.
I think that's it's the OG.
It's definitely one of the OGs. There's 1 or 2 OGs that I went, oh my god, I forgot about.
Do you know one thing I really love about Slow It Down as well is the crowd seem to know when it's coming, because of how his mannerisms are.
It's the stop.
Slow it down. I just
dished you. And the crowd are there with you. I think that's something to commend about it.
And I think the other thing is the interesting thing of when he says it, you then start trying to pick apart. What is he? What's going to be the second version of this punch? And that's for the rappers in the audience. I know that's exactly what they're doing. As soon as he says slow it down, they're going to be like, okay, what did he say? And then you start thinking about it, which is why the Captain Morgan one works so well. Yeah. Because when he did the first, like he flipped it again, he was like, okay, yeah, I might have had that one. Then he's like, all right, do it again. Like, holy shit, yeah.
I would also argue that at least, this is something that's a thought I've had for ages. See like the slow it downs and whatnot. If Conceited never did the slow it down, I think if he just said the bar the way it is and people connected to, there's a double meaning, I think that style then becomes similar to like a twerk, similar to other people, because a lot of it, early twerk, this amoxicillin, because obviously it's meant to be amoxicillin, this amoxicillin, but he Conceited,
horrible.
It's horrible, I know, but it's the most flagrant example. But Conceited would put a slow it down and then say amoxicillin, stop, go, this amoxicillin, like it's. You don't it's kind of, they took this out for double wordplay. That you don't need to pronounce
Chilla
it.
used to do a lot of it.
Yeah.
Because I remember when I battled Chilla, I pirated the thing that he did. I can't remember what I said now. Something about
it's so long ago, man.
But is that Chilla kind of the same thing? They took out the slow it down part, but they kept in the double meaning and they just keep repetitive.
And that was like the next evolution.
But he set pace. Like he set pace. So all right, cool.
Right. Well, I mean, that's okay. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm absolutely with you on that.
I have them together because I feel like they was part of a bit together.
Yeah.
Like one would flow into the other.
But
Like,
look at you go. I never even thought of. I don't know why I never even thought of.
Look at
You go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out Pat, man.
And then
Lovely
it would
Pat
go
Stay.
into like because of whatever he's just done,
Yes.
like whatever he just touched on. He's yeah.
That's crazy.
You know
You've got Pat Stay there, and we've got Bender here.
Yeah.
There's something oddly poetic about that.
Long live Pat Stay, long live the king, man.
Long live the Kings.
The funny thing, like Pat was probably the most all-round, like the most well-rounded battle rapper.
Facts.
Yeah.
Like he could do everything.
Agreed.
And like the fact he was like 6'5", built like a monster, but he had like self-deprecation down to it. Like he will stand there and tell you he'll suck your dick. And he won't, like, do you know what I mean? And you're looking at it like, bro, that's kind of fucked up, bro. And he'd be convincing with it too. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like he had it all. He literally, if you want to like to give battlers guidelines and rappers to look up to and stuff like that, he kind of had the whole kit and caboodle, man. Yeah, the whole package.
I think Pat Stay as well. Pat Stay was like, he was almost I always, maybe in my mind, if I connect anything to anything else, I always seen Pat Stay as a bit of a Chael Sonnen character because he was committed to the bit. Even if he won or lost, he was committed. He will tell you suck your dick, and it will be gay, and he will, hell yeah, and he'll commit to the bit, he'll commit to everything. The Arsenal, the cryptic app thing at the start, he'll commit to the bits, no matter what.
Yeah, no, he's ridiculous with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I went with Bender, sorry player. Just got like it's fucking Bender.
Yeah, it's
Ben.
Ben.
Dude, again, not well rounded as Pat. Pat could do everything, but there's very few people, if any, that could do what Bender does.
Facts.
And that he set like I could name you 5 battle rappers right now that 100% studied Bender's entire everything he's ever did. You know what I mean?
I think I probably named 5 as well.
Like it 100% just took that thing that he does. So it came in at 7 because I don't think I could put it higher, just because in terms of a signature move, I don't think it was a particular. Like, it wasn't really a signature move of his. Bender's just dope as fuck.
I agreed.
Do you know what I mean?
I would say it is a signature move because it came from Bender. I think it was so hard to write to then perfect because everyone would go, oh, this is how you're supposed to do it, and never quite do it the way that Bender did it. So it was hard for anyone to replicate it because you had to have such a high level of talent to even do it justice. Not many battle rappers ever tried to do a sorry player because they couldn't rhyme as well as Bender did or catch the same
people
pocket.
in the world could do the same.
Pedro's the GOAT, honestly. See time spending drinking him at spoons. Oh, he's the GOAT.
I've got a T-shirt with that one. I've got a T-shirt with the Umbro sign, and underneath it says "Mum Joke" sign.
Bro, put that in the Battle Rap Museum.
Yeah, it's due to go in there. It's definitely due to go in there.
It was battle rap, a UK battle rap at almost its peak comedy. So like you were just finished off being the champion. You nan and you said I'm out, but you're not getting the championship. Then he comes in. It was a style between 2014, 2016, where it was kind of okay. Don't Flop is as big as it's ever going to be. And he became the next.
Was this the Osh battle?
This was the Osh battle.
Right. So, do you want to know a funny story about that Osh battle, right?
Right.
I was off my tits
Right.
during that Osh battle, yeah? And I had no fucking idea. I was stood there until I watched it back and saw myself.
Oh, no.
Bro, I had no idea I was in the fucking room for that battle. At that point, I couldn't see.
Yeah.
Like, I was off my fucking jolly.
Jesus.
Fully. Do you know what I mean? Absolutely fully. That was a great weekend in Leeds, man.
Oh, yeah.
Many good
It looked like a great event, man. It looked like a great event. But I
How
think
old was you then, Cammy?
20 was
Fuck off, Cammy!
was it 2014? I don't know, maybe 19 at most. Maybe. 19. Actually, no. Something. I might have been 18. Honestly, it was like this was like it. It took over the culture for a year.
Yeah,
this everyone was Mum Joke time.
I'll be honest, the only reason it didn't make my list is because there wasn't enough of them. If there was two or three that I could be like, oh, that one as well, or whatever.
Yeah.
There's a main one that is huge,
and then everyone else wasn't as good when.
Like because it's competing with that. Do you know what I mean? It's very hard to like. You've got something stuck in your head of like, this is the level that this, and it's tough to sort of reproduce.
Yeah. No, that's why I didn't put it on there, because it was just like a one-off kind of thing. And I think in that same battle, he said, I use your mum's nipple as a spliff pokey.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
That's one of my
favourite. That's one of my favourite lines in the world. Because you know what's funny? Like, when I was young,
Talk to us about his nipples and
when
split
I was
pokies.
young,
Talk to us about
we
it.
were building up, and like someone would say, give us a polka dana. No, give us a polka dana is
I
what we
swear
called it,
down.
right? A polka dana, and it was the little bit from your like the polka dana, and that's what, give us a polka dana. And then when he just said it like and your mum's nipple is a spliff pokey, like. Fuck, is that what you call it? It was just so funny. It brought so many memories back for me. Like, the polka dana. Give us a polka dana. And like,
but for him, he's using his
someone's mum's nipple.
It's imagery, isn't it? It's the imagery of the thing, innit? Like, I can see someone's nipple.
Roll up then.
Nah, it's a fat. Get it.
Go on, poke down me Camberwell carrot, love. Go on, show us. Show us.
Ooh. Hey, look at this, look at this. Okay. That's the first time I've matched with someone.
Okay.
Finally.
We're doing good.
We do it right.
I like that one.
It's a good one too.
I love them. I think they, again, always delivers.
Yeah.
Always delivers. It's a very, it's so signature as well. Like, I think if you're ranking as a signature thing, this is nobody else's. And if it would be a... You're instantly failing trying to copy it, because it's just
if
so...
you do it, even if you do it well, someone will say, he's doing what Shuffle did.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? There's no way you can sort of encroach on those lines. Excuse me. Yeah, Shuffle T's phone calls.
I didn't know he was going to, like, there was a thought that he would have done that versus Shotty Horror, and I really thought that's not going to work on Shotty Horror. His star power is too much for him to do that. And it was the biggest moment of the battle.
Because of, you see, like, in terms of battle rap, and then when you take, like, certain opponents and stuff like that, if you know yourself, and if you get the angle right, you can have the stupidest angle in the world. Yeah? If you execute it properly, it just fucking pops off. And the way he did it against Shotty,
I know.
It was like
brilliant.
The like, it's the thought process. It's sometimes you hear something and you're like, right. There's all sorts of angles, and then once you find the angle, there's an avenue you can take, right? And you just branch off and walk that road. And the road that he walked, I wouldn't have thought to walk it. I'm pretty sure you wouldn't have thought to walk that road.
It would be brave to walk a road that he done against Shotty Horror, because Shotty Horror is so, like, a lot of times he's bar for bar. You think you're going to go take a phone angle like that on him?
Yeah,
it's almost like you're wasting time, but he did it so well that he wasn't.
Because I'll be honest with you, I sat and I worked with him through the Versus movie, right?
Yeah.
And watching him work, seeing how his mind works, he's a bona fide fucking genius. Like, he's
the cogs
how can I put it? Like, when I used to rap, like when we was in Double P and we got signed, all I had to do was rap. I wake up in the morning, the manager would come and collect me, do the round, we go studio, we spend all day in studio.
Wow,
right?
okay.
Like, all I had to do was rap. Everything, as I was looking around, I was thinking of punch. There's a punch. You live in that moment. Now, I don't live there anymore, I visit.
Hear it.
Right? I visit there. Like, don't get me wrong, I still know where the light switches are. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's my cup in the cupboard. But I just visit now.
There's my tea bags over beside there.
Like, I don't live there. But when you look at him, and then you see it on the Sounds Like show as well, he lives in that place.
Facts.
He doesn't live 100%. In the
100%.
place where he attaches punchlines to it. He lives in a place where what rhymes with that vowel sound. And he hears it, and he puts shit together that makes you say, like, holy shit. Well, like, how did you do that? Because I never in a million years would have done that.
He doesn't hear the word, he hears the sound.
He hears the sound, man. And like, when I teach rap, because I do teach rap.
He's
so
a great example.
if you want, holler at me on Twitter, I can teach you this shit.
Under ghostwriters.
Right? Yeah, like, when I teach it to kids, I explain to them, don't rhyme the word. Because if you get a word like fucking, I don't know, sun, done. Like, it's literally you use the same sound each over and over and over again. Whereas if you start to rhyme the sound, then you can have way more fun with it. There's way more options that are open to you. And like, he lives in that place, man, and it's remarkable to watch, like to see happen in the, just so that round against Shotty,
Perfect.
it would not like I couldn't have pulled it off.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
No.
But he could have because of just like the way it was. Oh yeah, it's Shotty's graveyard. Do you know what I mean? It's like the guy at the cemetery.
His comedic timing,
And
man.
yeah,
he's
he's
the what you call it when he's is it that's what they say instead of that's what they talk about. And then Shotty's like, you little
Do
fucker.
you know what the best bit is about it, yeah? Because Shotty goes, so as he's leading up to it, you can see where he's like, oh, like, that's what the talk is about, because the rhyme leads to it, and Shotty's like, go on, like, do it, and he changes it. And Shotty's face is like, oh, you took it away from me. Like, it's so good, man.
And there's the genius of knowing
it was the
I bring you
timing
to
of
the edge. I bring you right to the edge, and then I pull the rug from under your feet. And
That's
like
the tactician.
That's what makes him so good as a because like he can't rap for shit.
We don't want to beat it. It's all
Like, he genuinely he can't rap at all. But fuck that thing that he does there. He's levels. But there's no one. There's no one who's gonna. No one competes. Go like so we on the thing.
We're on the same page.
Right now.
We've said a lot about it already.
We spoke about it already. I think we spoke plenty about
Yeah.
it rather than do it again. But it does work really fucking well.
It's clowning. It's clowning. Look, because you don't have to be mad, but you just point out, and they don't really know the person, so they don't know if he's mad. But you can make it look like they're mad.
Of course you
Because
can.
then you have to be like, I'm not mad. I'm not angry.
Yeah,
and fake
yeah.
it, and then,
No, I'm fine about
and then
this,
look like you're faking an emotion, thus meaning you're angry. It's really. But I always think the only problem with it is that it ends with mad right now, where other slogans you get more
You
out
get
of it.
different rap patterns.
Yeah. There's more to come off the back of it. Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, I never.
You did your homework.
Yeah, I know. I'm really impressed with Frost.
Shout out Frank, because he.
Fuck, why didn't I phone Frank? Talk to Frank!
Facts.
Talk to Frank at all times, man.
Because I was talking to him about like you can't really put a name to what a lot of UK battle rappers do, and he said that I was like, yeah, that's his lineup. There is a full pattern that comes after
one
it.
I didn't put in because you're speaking of Frankie. I would call it the ghost punch, where he has this multi-syllabic and then his the two that I recall.
Something hidden inside.
Yeah, but it's like that's straight after. So like the like with the lest we forget, like a dead season vet, lest we forget, and like because he stops. Yeah. And you think that's the punch, and then he adds something to the same topic that rhymes there.
I hear you.
You're getting better in time, like a cellar or wine.
Yeah, 100%.
Saurus does that a lot, right? And do you know why I don't like it? It's not because it's not great.
Right.
It's because the crowd gets so excited for the punch.
That they miss the second.
The slap because it ends on a punch. It does end on a punch, and then the crowd go crazy, and then you got to realize, okay, do you know there's an extension here? Like there's another thing that I'm gonna put on. I'm gonna tack onto the end. There's actually the real punch.
Yes.
Yeah.
And because it ties in with the last thing that I just said, like you said, better in time, cellar of wine, the veteran, whatever.
Dead season vet, let's forget,
but because the dead season vet and the cellar of wine is the actual punch, is a fucking punch. Right? Saurus did it against A-Ward. That thing, and then it went on again. And because they're so amped up, what you've got to do is start again and go through the whole thing and then add it on. Right? But because where is the appropriate place to add it? Because now they're making noise. It doesn't make sense that you just stop and say one line because it's floating by itself.
Yeah, and that's actually the problem with that pen game slogan. I go back on here, Death Note, and then he gets into Let's Go, and then he gets into the pockets, and then falls back and has to go back 12 to 14. And he can't because you can't just react to the 4 because like once you got the 4, you have to go back to but it comes back here 8. Back to the 8 again, and it's tiresome.
It's
that's
like
the only reason I didn't.
When A-Ward does the chain punching thing, and you're like, okay, that was a punch. Like it's not set up punch, punch, or it's not set up punchline. It's punchline. Which means if they're reacting, your whole shit's thrown off because I need to get through this entire 4 or 8, and you keep stopping me after 1. So then I've done one, and then I get to 2, and you fucking stop me again.
You can see it with Soul.
So now
visibly angry.
Do you know why? Because it's a pain in the fucking
of course.
heart.
Yeah.
To have to keep repeating the thing and waiting for everyone else to catch up. Because I know what's coming.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So if you
just
stop and wait, and at the same time, there's a conflict in. I don't really want you to stop and wait. I want you to keep fucking reacting on every fucking bar. So it's a win-lose kind of thing. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You have to go through the whole thing, but it does lose. It just loses that the impact. It loses the impact when there's an additional punch to add on. And I don't know, because I thought about this a lot. I don't know how you correct it. I don't know how you remedy that thing. Because the crowd will react, and you still got a bar that's only half a bar.
The only way you do that is.
Do you know who does things well? Homeschool. And he does sort of hand you it on a platter, sort of like
you know what? Yeah,
he really does. But he does. I think he does like I said such like and like now. Don't get me wrong. I think on a general basis, I don't like when people are like, I said this, but his is like he has an extra twist on it, like additionally. So it's like I said this. You're thinking this, but it's actually this, and I think that's like, I can live with that. It's very like, and it allows you to have that.
Yeah, to be able to do it because it's tricky, man. It's really tricky.
Thing. Yeah.
The one thing I tell like new battle rappers: remember that you're battling not just your opponent. You're battling you and your last performance.
Everyone's got to understand.
Right? You're battling the crowd in the room and you're battling the crowd on camera. And like, so you've got to be aware. You've got to be mindful of that when you're writing. So you know, oh, this shit's gonna pop in the room. But when I battled Saurus in Leeds, I said a line and it was a setup. And I saw when he caught the setup and he just looked at me and said, "That's fire." And like I knew he was the only fucking person in the room that caught it.
Yeah.
But it's because he does what we like. He knows.
He sees 2 steps ahead.
Yeah. So and like. I said, I'm waiting for the crowd to catch on. But he's already, that's fire.
And now you can't even go back to it because he's acknowledged that you have.
As long as he's acknowledged it, I don't give up.
You know it's in
Fair.
I'll be honest with you.
That's why you're a rapper's rapper,
like,
man.
I rap for the people who rap. If the crowd don't get it, if it go past you or whatever, I don't mind, man. I really don't mind. Because see the people who was meant to get it, they got it.
Yeah.
And
facts.
If they got it, I'm good, bro. Because that's who the fuck I rap for.
Fair.
Like, but as I say, you kind of got to have it for everybody. Do you know what I mean? So I don't solely just write for the rappers. There's bits where I know the crowd will pop for that. When they're watching at home on YouTube, they're going to love that shit there. But initially, everything that I pen is like, if another rapper hears this, they're going to be like, hey, Tom, that's dope. And like, that's kind of where we at,
so I tell you, well, like you've got number 5, you've got phone call.
I got phone call, which just kind of
which absolutely, like it's a great move. I have got.
I don't know this.
Yeah, well, I can't. You do, because I can't say the word.
Who is this nigga? Like, but I'm gonna be real. I might have seen like
Smack. See, who is this?
I'm not gonna lie. I know it from one.
From Kaale.
I haven't seen many Young Ill battles, man.
Young Ill's one of my favorites.
Do you know what?
Him and T-Rex.
In his heyday, I think he might have been one of my favorites.
He was the best in St.
He might have been one of the like for comedy in that era as well, like because it wasn't just like your mom or like whatever. It wasn't just standard comedy.
Stanky Yankee fitted on.
Like he was just very and the writing was very good.
Yeah,
he was very charismatic. Like his looks to the camera and everything. He was like
he was ahead of his time.
From what I saw of him, he was
ahead of his time.
He could control the room. He could control the camera.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
And I think that's why.
But he as well. He ended like he's also very aware of his own perception. Like he did a 2-on-2 with Averb on URL.
Yeah.
And he came out. They both had jackets on, but everyone was calling him a crackhead.
Yeah.
So you put white bits over his lips like they do.
To
start off his round.
Do you know what? I didn't think that paid off for him, you know?
Mental.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Eel back.
He proper
steel clap.
He Pookie New Jack City it, boy. It
just keep calling me.
I swear.
Honestly, but he knew that. He actually quotes that. They calling me. He quotes that. I just heard quick. They calling me. They calling me. Like he quotes that and everything.
When it just keep calling me.
Yeah, like
he's sitting in his wife beater vest. Like, that's crazy.
Nah, yeah. Do you know what? That might be one of my favorite bits. But again, for me, I didn't recognize it to be as it wasn't done enough for me to recognize it to be like a special move. Like,
I get that.
But it's one of my most iconic moments in battle rap.
I would agree with that. You'd have to I think there's been a couple of times where he's done it where he got reaction, and then more recently, I think he did it with Briz, didn't get that much reaction. No. But the battle versus Briz, he was against the world. That's crazy. That's 4. That's a hot take to me.
Just because
that's not on your list.
No. And it probably should be.
It's tough though, isn't it? When you're making a list, like, there's things that stick to the wayside. See.
I like that one.
Where we going first?
Go with yours first.
I like
that one.
Biggity beat your ass.
It's so hip hop. I know you love it.
Do you know what? Yeah,
I like it.
I like that because Sick is one of the best rappers in battle rap. There's techniques to use in battle rap, right? Where you can. The good thing about battle rap is bars don't exist.
Right.
Right. So you can have, instead of writing 1, 2, 3, 4, your first bar can be a bar and a half.
Right.
Right. Which on a beat is not going to work, but because you're speaking it, there's a way of making it work. So you can either the first line can be a bar and a half. Your second line can either be half a bar to connect it,
right,
or it can be another bar and a half to make it 3, or you can extend it and collect it into a 4. Right, depends on how you do it.
How you set
There's lots of different pockets you can sit.
Yes.
And but
it's versatile.
Real sick is crazy with the fucking like the pockets that he sits in, the actual rapping ability. There's a few people who are like unbelievable fucking rappers. Illmac.
Yeah.
Illmac is crazy. Yeah. Sick is just off the chain in terms of Disaster's another one, funnily enough.
Yeah.
Right? But it's how you construct your rhyme schemes. Right? And how you pay attention to the 1, 2, 3, 4. Because on beat, a lot of rapper shit won't work.
Of course.
But
Six will.
100% will.
Yeah. 6 goals
and that,
on a fucking beat.
And that leans into it with a biggity beat. Yo,
biggity beat yo, because it is like, bro, this works on beat. You could, if you played music underneath this, bang, 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 bang. Like that's how it's gonna go.
Fact.
Whereas like me, I take liberties with the fact that
you're pacing, yeah,
no, because you can. So what you can do is you can slow it, like it's some Matrix shit. Do you know what I mean? Bullet
Step
time.
out of this bit.
Yeah.
I could just
What's that film? What's the computer game? Bullet time. Max Payne. You can Max Payne the whole shit. And slow it down to a point where, all right, my first is 1.5, but my second's 1.5. Do you know what I mean? So that's 3 bars. On a song, you can't rap 3 bars with a punch at the end of your third. It don't make sense.
I was dead certain that you versus Real Sick was happening. I was dead certain on that.
He's one that excites me. He's a battle that excites me.
I know.
Out of my 1 a year, he's on the fucking list. That big muscly bar.
That's a main event on any card.
But yeah, like this, the biggity beat your ass, because even when he says it, and you know what's gonna come, you can't fight, man. Like there's certain things you.
Are you gonna biggity beat my ass? Like,
let me hear what you're gonna say then, bro, because you're gonna do it in that pocket. And within that pocket, you are going to fucking. It's the syllables. It's like you're gonna rhyme exactly where you need to rhyme. You're gonna breathe where you need to breathe, and you're gonna punch where you need to punch. And that is like it's the fucking pinnacle. Like you did.
It's actually surprisingly similar to Strapped In when you say it like that, because a lot of it is about the pacing and where the bar lands. You actually know when the bar lands in every single one. It's like
he's very good at pace. Like Twerk can control a room. Like you've never seen anyone control a room.
Absolutely.
Like because he will start real slow, and he was, hey yo, you know, and then all of, and then it's like, and then you're like, rah, bro, like that slow build up.
Absolutely.
And then you if you watch the fucking Raptor Soul.
Yeah.
And you watch the Ruin Your Day. Ilmac says when Raptor starts his second round, he starts
already
really,
up here.
He's up here. So there's nowhere to go. And that
the roller coaster ride.
So Twerk understands that perfectly. He knows. All right, listen, come with me, real quiet. Yeah, come with me on this journey.
We're going on a
and
bear
then
hunt.
we're going up and we're going up. And sometimes you don't even see it coming. Where it hits that peak. Yeah.
You know,
And it's a in terms of a technique. It's so effective. Man.
And I would say the best bars of like from a slogan come from the Strapton. Like actually the end bars, like the end
What,
product.
you think the end product?
The end product is consistently the best stuff. So it's almost always the Strapton is the highlight of the battle.
Bro,
unless you're in London like a dickhead and decide to pull out a Tottenham shirt.
See, I was there in London
Me too.
when he did it. Yeah.
That was my first ever event
It was
I went to.
raining that day. I didn't.
Oh, bro, when he did the strap, the whole crowd, every person, they were like
700, 800 people.
It went off. Everyone was loving it. Like it was just electric in that room. And then you come out with a Tottenham shirt and it kind of it went sideways real quick, yeah. Do you know what? I've got footage on my phone of it, yeah. And so like I'm right in the back of the room and there's Brez in front of me and he backs out the Tottenham shirt and there's a Brez in front of me who goes, oh, like turns around, like looks into my camera. I don't even know him and he dashes something on the ground like I can't believe he's done
Oh
this.
my god! Because he's like, what is it? Like Hurricane.
Bro, you proper misjudged the room, brother.
It was unbelievable. It was unfortunately Tottenham Hotspurs kills the crowd. I guess.
Yeah.
I guess they do.
It doesn't work that well. Yeah.
No, it was. But no, like,
even when I did it against Arsenal,
I forgot about
and
that.
It was a murmur in the crowd, you know what I mean? It wasn't like when he took his shit off against Shotty and had the Arsenal team.
And he had the Santa and the band.
Yeah, popping off. But
Tottenham's an iffy team, bro. Tottenham's an iffy team.
What do you want me to do? You lot haters, man. London are haters.
You man ain't in the streets,
you know what
like
that.
But as I say the least, I think that consistently the best moments, the best bars all come from Strapton. And almost every...
It's electric.
It's the shot percentage is like 80-90% moment of the night.
And I think might be one of the funnest things to say.
Oh my god, yeah.
Like when you're building up to it and the crowd are participating, like it might be one of the funnest things to be in the room for, or to see on
American
the
football players are like quoting it when they hit touchdowns, and they go, "I'm strapped in," and
it's
so fire.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
This one, like I said, I didn't think we would have this.
No,
because this is his. You know what rhymes like the UK one in particular? You know what rhymes with unanimous? Huge fan of Diz.
Yep.
And but the real one that I would like, and for us, because he did this before, it was the Kaale Smooth one. I was watching that not long ago, and I was like, oh my god, that is his slogan. And it was like, rhymes like Kaale Smooth. I'm at the mountain view and I'm on the altitude and the mountain view, the altitude. Like, he had a half a round for that rhymes with Kaale Smooth, how it just engulfed Kaale. It was almost like just a shark chasing him down, like Kaale Smooth, and kind of in the same way the Bender stuff. That it's so hard to get that right. As a style, because you could say it has to rhyme with a name. From what I know of it, you know what rhymes with so and so's name, and then it has to rhyme with that. It can't be like a topic but it was like Disaster coined it, and it's been you'll hear it randomly in battles with no credit to this.
The reason it stayed off of my list is because I thought it was too ambiguous of a thing. But you saying that of like the Kaale Smooth and whatever else is like. That definitely is his. It was,
and that's just from a long.
Hear it.
No can do. All the back in the day, he been said it, but no one ever gave him credit for it.
I hear you. No, I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
I had a chat with Diz at that Leeds event when he battled you.
Yeah.
And I said, you know how I beat you, Diz? 60-second rounds. Right? And he said, yeah, you right. You got me, man. You got, because you can't. What rhymes with Tony D? Potpourri. Oh, said it. Right? But what rhymes? If you do that for 30 seconds. You only got 30 seconds left to say something that's effective. You see, Diz is one of them rappers. You gotta have like
3-4
mad
minutes
fucking time. Because if you really want to beat him, just put a time limit on it.
Yep, facts.
Put a time limit on your rhymes, and you fuck him up, man.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like concise. Being concise is not one of his skills.
Definitely not.
But fucking rapping his arse off is definitely one of his skills, man.
He will stretch a rhyme scheme.
Yeah, he will fuck you up, bro. Like, he will think of things that rhyme with your name that you didn't think rhyme with your fucking name.
No, but I'll say this, right? That's it. No one ever really coined it, and it definitely started with disaster.
Vimto.
Did it start with his? I
think-
give you.
yeah,
no.
I couldn't disagree because I don't know.
Yeah,
You explaining it? It's in
who do you
disaster.
connect that with?
Yeah. I'll give you it.
Right. Okay.
Ooh.
Oh, some of you referencing the ski mask. I see that.
Okay. Where we going first?
Right. Okay. How about I go first then? I think it was probably the first. Young Ill, you could almost say that What Is This was just a funny thing. When it became a signature move, it started off like the word signature move. You said that about A-verbs.
Okay.
Fair
enough.
And for the succinct patterns that come right afterwards is it's almost like the first time the crowd connected to what you were saying. So it's like 3-minute rounds lead into it, you know, and then it leads into then the pacing, the momentum. It was all totally different, you know, even versus Cortez, Hitman Holla, all these things that you knew this is where to react, and people like real sick people like Twark and whatnot, they knew when to react. They ran because he ran so they could.
He laid the groundwork for the building.
Absolutely did. You know, and there's so many of these that are very good, and those that don't get reaction are also underrated. Even like there's B Dot and whatnot, where it kind of dismantled B Dot, which was a shock. I don't know if you guys ever seen that battle.
I've definitely
Averb
seen
and it was like World Dom, where Diz versus the Russian guy, and then they just had Averb and B Dot in the middle of the card, and Averb just washed them just because B Dot he tried to do a Showtime and it didn't work.
Oh, B Dot the pro black.
I do
guy.
remember.
Black African power.
I do remember him trying to do it, and it flopped.
It flopped, and then they cut it off because he tried to do it again.
Oh wow. All right. So reverse punches.
Yes.
Just because, like, it's in number 3, because one is quite a difficult thing to do.
100%.
Right. To write a sentence that is what do you call it? Ambigram? Is that what it is?
I think so.
Ambigram is a word back to front, right?
Yeah.
So like it's essentially a sentence that's the same, like there's different.
Like A-Ward kind of doing that sort of thing, yeah.
It's kind of like it's a difficult skill to do, so I'm aware of like the work that goes into it. On the very same fucking thing, there's a reason I don't do it, because I thought of it years ago and I thought that's bollocks. Like, fuck it.
You have to be
too much work in my head.
It's do you know what? It's not even so much. It's too much work.
Like
it's the payoff is not great.
Yeah, the payoff
for me, the payoff is not great. I don't feel like a genius because I did it.
I agree.
But watching someone do it and know the work that they had to put in, like knowing how they had to construct their sentence, and then all right, how does it, like, just knowing the thought process that went into it and the work. All right, how do I make this work both ways?
Yeah.
And then it's got a rhyme. So like all of those little aspects of it, I appreciate the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do it, but I give you a due
It's
caution
talented
to do it.
for sure.
It's wild how you do it, man.
It's almost like you have to be a certain level of uncool to do it, because you'd be too cool to do it. You'd be like, oh, that's too much effort. I don't have to. You couldn't do it either.
So I'm not gonna lie, there's a couple things that didn't make the list, because I'm like in my head, like that's for nerds. That's for nerds. If you're really good at freestyling, you're a nerd. You're a nerd. I rate it. It's a really good talent, but you are a nerd. You are a nerd. That is
100%.
Big yourself up, because it is a bad boy skill, but you are a nerd for being good.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like that's the thing. Like I am a nerd for, as evidenced on this thing. I'm a nerd for rapping and wordplay and this whole shit. I appreciate the fuck out of it.
But you have a cool boy image. You're a bad boy, so you.
No, but do you know? No, I'm a certified nerd now. I'm in my 40s.
Everyone clap it up for a real quick. Certified nerd.
No, the one at one point in my life, I was mad cool. Like I did all the things the cool kids do. Like I went above and beyond what cool kids do. Do you know what I mean? Like I was in camp. I was in the cool camp for a period of my life, out of my teens into my early 20s. Like I was about. Do you know what I mean? I was about. But now I'm a nerd, man. Now I'm a certified
So you're on there, my man.
Yeah, ski mask, man. This is one of my favourite moves ever. Do you know what? I was debating about putting it first. I'll explain why I put Wasp first when we get to round to it. But this is possibly one of my favourite. it is my favorite thing. I really enjoyed it, especially at the time when I got in like deeply into battle rap. Daylight Ski Mask was one of my one of the first American battles I truly watched was him versus Interstate Fats.
Wow, that's a deep cut.
Oh, bro, and he does more than just the ski mask. In fact, I'm not sure that the ski mask does come out in the third round, but it opened my eyes to what battle rap is and can be, and like it's not just like what you have a perceived image of like, oh, we're just rapping. There was so much about him putting that ski mask on and that the character that Daylight was. I think.
The change in
intertwines of and I'm not gonna lie to you, I almost just put Daylight.
Yeah, straight up. Like, I mean, he did a bunch of them.
He's a gimmick by himself.
He is a signature move by himself because no one can rap like he does without you going, you're trying to be Daylight.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
On a random question, see when Daylight stripped off in the stage, right? Did he not release Ass Naked with a Shotgun after that?
No, it's before.
Was that before? So he was like, do you want a live performance?
Yeah.
One. Oh wait! Oh my! Why have you got subtitles over Slow It Down?
Why have I got subtitles? Because I feel like Slow It Down set the trend for subtitles.
So you would go with the trendsetter then?
I would feel like Slow It Down was the original subtitles.
So
that's how I feel. Kind of. I don't know whether that's accurate because my brain doesn't work.
Slow It Down was first. I wondered if you went for the original rather than going for the carbon copy.
You're about to find out when we get to number fucking one.
Spoiler.
Fucking hell. Patience, bro. I went for subtitles because, like, it is one of them things where it's so cocky. Like, it's so. I'm rapping. I've said something. They might not even got it, and then you turn around. You're like,
"You silly bastard.
What have I got to put in subtitles for you?" And it's like you're talking to the crowd like you're too dumb to even catch on. Like
it's condescending.
You see, in terms of like, because Surf is a genius for this. See, Surf, he's master of crowd control. Like he will bring the room. Like he'll get the room on side in a fucking minute. Like
charisma through the roof. Man.
Yeah, his charisma is crazy. On the flip side though, sometimes he doesn't have it and it loses and he lost the fucking room completely. But when it works,
it's on point.
It's fucking. He will just literally all the energy just goes to him. And it's like when you say, "What the fuck? I got to put in subtitles for you," because it's like, then the crowd start thinking. Hold on, did I miss something? Hold on, did he say a line there?
I am stupid.
And then when he slows it down and breaks it, and you're like, oh shit. Now it just makes sense, and I should have cheered the last time. What a dumb cunt I am. Like I'm just dumb. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you for pointing out how stupid I am. I should have got that. Like I'm gonna be smarter for next time. Thanks to you. Thank you.
Speaking of reacting to the same bar, Hitman's remix. It's the same bar.
Vicky.
Do you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I fucking hate the remix, right? And I tell you why I hate it.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. We'll get to the hating part. That's next. That's the next part.
No
we'll
problem.
Get to that.
No problem.
Let's
get to
why
do you love it, sir?
Let's just cross our arms.
It's the performance of it. It gives me so much because like I've attached myself to the first line, and the first time he did it, am I maybe talking out of place here? The surf battle.
That's when it was the most popular. The
really
first one was a
verb. So and like you see him go like I'm gonna like, and in your head you're thinking run it back. I'm gonna bro.
Imagine you went like this instead.
But it's just there's just like and don't get me wrong. It has high points and it has some low points.
Yeah.
But I think the high points definitely outweigh the low points on the remix. And yeah, I really enjoyed that because I feel so much part of it. Now, of course, I've never been in the crowd to witness one of these, but even sitting at home, I feel part of that moment. Like,
of course.
Oh shit! Like Again, there's high points, there's low points. There's sometimes when he maybe doesn't pick the right syllable to repeat or whatever, but that when it's done properly,
it gets the crowd.
I fucking that's the thing for me.
I've seen
man.
the crowd go crazy.
I can just feel myself being in the room, like losing my head of when like.
Do you know what?
As I said, those subtitles they're silly because the subtitles. That's a silly crowd. Like the subtitles.
Yeah,
Look at these
no,
peasants
it's
reacting.
the same thing. Do you know the difference between being in the room, yeah,
And on
then
camera.
watching it on
hugely,
camera?
Yeah.
Hugely.
Because I've lost my mind at shit in the room, and then I've watched it back on camera, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I made noise over that. But it's because when you're in the moment,
Yeah.
and it's a wave. Everybody's kind of on the same page, and you get caught up in it, and that's the hype of it all.
Yeah.
And if a rapper can make you, it can make you forget
Easy-
that,
yeah.
like just that hive mind. If I can put you with your individual brain, and I convert you into the hive mind of the 4, 5, 1,000 people in this room, yeah, vroom, like I've won. I've done that
100%.
thing, and that's difficult to do, man.
It
I
really
think
is.
I think they do that with Sorry Player as
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
I think
yeah,
they
yeah.
do that with
Fair
Sorry
enough,
Player.
man.
I think, but the reason why I've got this at 2 is because it's so difficult to write. You know, you have to be so experienced. You have to be
It's a
able
very
to.
elite talent.
It's probably to me the most elite slogan.
Okay.
That you have to be a caliber to get that.
I'll give
And
you that.
If you're
I'll
not
give you
in
that.
that level, then
Yeah, no,
why
straight.
don't try it.
For me, my top ones are more iconic to myself.
Yeah.
Of like what I sort of picture in my head of like
Uh-huh.
maybe some of the biggest moments in battle rap of all time.
Yeah,
Like I think that remix of like Reload with the same bullets that came out. You
Yeah.
can debate whether you like the bars on that or not. But like for me, it's the imagery of that. I fucking love it, man. And yeah.
I don't
Right.
know, you ever seen bullets once they've been shot?
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. It's not the same thing at all. That's gonna be a flat pancake that you're trying to put in. It's gonna be stiff. But it's the imagery of it for me.
Of course,
man. I
of
love
course. Unless you've like a coin launcher or something. They go, what? You fuckers!
Facts.
These-
Facts.
He knows.
Yeah, sorry, these guys are clearly more seasoned than me. Like, clearly.
He knows.
This is the daddy.
Okay,
Like,
so
see subtitles and remix. There's sons of this.
Yeah.
yeah,
They don't
okay.
exist without this.
Okay.
It's the same dynamics, just sort of rebranded. This is. The
I would
daddy.
say that wouldn't be a thing unless there was like a slogan. If it wasn't for Averb's slogan, I know it's slightly different, but a slogan.
No. Do you know why it's different? And I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because Showtime leads into a completely different aspect
Yes.
of how he's going to do this thing, right?
Uh-huh.
When he says it's Showtime, he then just starts on a chain punch. Whereas Slow It Down, you just heard the line. You literally just heard him say it, but now he's going to slow it down and convert it into a completely different punchline.
I do have one question though. What's the difference between that and doing a whole other scheme with it?
Because Charlie Clips is...
So I will say this is way more planned out than a whole nother scheme with
Okay.
it. For me, I mean, we're gonna get to this anyway, but like, for me, I feel like a whole other scheme with it is just an excuse to re-step the same lines.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like a Slow It Down is not. Oh, it's following the same path, but it's not stepping over itself. It's a completely new bit. Like every bit like chains off of each other. It's not like you're like. It's not clunky. It doesn't step over itself. It doesn't get in itself. It don't get in its own way. That's what makes it different for me.
Because like the same thing, the whole nother scheme with it means you took the same punch and you realise, oh, there's another way I can go with it. But you see what I was talking about with Diz, how you beat him in 60 seconds. You know something that's wild difficult to do, yeah? Like, do you have a favourite author?
You know, I don't really read that much books. I'll be honest.
Okay,
sorry.
Fucking no. I'm not holding it against you. I'm not gonna hold it against you.
Sorry, teach.
But like, there's certain writers, yeah, that they can condense into a sentence where it will take another writer a paragraph.
Yeah.
And like I said with Diz about 60-second rounds, Diz needs that time to work out how to put all of this together.
Yeah.
Whereas like if you really want to get it concise, you put it in one bar.
Yeah.
Right? You'll just jam it into a bar. And the difference between a Slow It Down and a whole nother scheme is that a whole nother scheme is I've seen a punch and I know there's another punch I can have off that. So I've wrote a whole nother part to it. Whereas this Slow It Down is I want to take the same set of fucking words, the same sounds, and I'm going to pronounce them in a different way. The commas in a different place. Like where I accentuate is in a different spot.
Yeah.
Like there's a thing we do with it's a sentence called I didn't say she stole my purse. Right? It's 7 words. Now, if you put a different accent on different words, then it becomes a different sentence every time. So that's 7 different sentences. Right?
So that's a slow it down.
That is to slow it down.
That's 7.
It's
That's a 7 slow it down.
different things
That's crazy.
out of one fucking sentence. So when he does that, so when he does that, that's like I've took one word and I've beat the shit out of one sentence. Like I beat the shit out of one sentence. Whereas a whole nother scheme is, all right, you took another 8 bars to do it. I don't care. But in one sentence, you broke that down in 3 different ways. Bro, you the fucking guy. And not to mention that this was the father to so many of the other things that we've spoken today. So I think this has got to be number 1, man.
Fair. I'll say for this one, as I said, the best bars that come out of it. Strapped in.
It's electric.
The most electric. Everyone shouts it. People steal it, but they don't do it as well. And it's And for now, El Twerk is the most electrifying, and he's the most electrifying because of these slogans.
100%.
And he can pull them out at any point. You get to a battle when he has 3 strapped ins, you've got your money's worth. You've got your money's worth.
I'm attached for every single one.
Absolutely. I paid 200 quid for an event where he's fucking 3 strapped ins at the main event. Hell yeah. But no, it's just what he is. But no, that is our best list. Yeah, thank you so much, guys, for the first one. We're about to get real toxic with it in a sec. We will catch you real soon. Thank you, guys. Cammygbr. Catch you soon.
Anytime you need me, girl, you know I'm by your side. And I know that you know that I can make it right. I feel just how you feel tonight. Let me do what I can do to make her feel it right.